Right. All right. Good morning, almost afternoon. It is, July 9th, and I am Ashley Tabb. I'm coming today from Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm talking today to Brandi. And just a little bit about me. I live with my husband, Matt. We've been married for 15 years, and we have two girls, Courtney, who is 12, and Caroline just turned 8. And then we have a Labradoodle puppy, Lacey, who is almost 10 months old. And that's a little bit about me. So, Brandi, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am Brandi Mason. I live in Richmond, Kentucky, and I live with my husband, Jeremy Mason. We have been married since 2015, but together since 2011. Yes, that's right. Sorry, it's bad. I have to think about it. We have a daughter who just turned 8 months old, and then my oldest child, as I like to say, Clark, who is a mutt. He's like a lab hound mix, but he is still my baby boy and my oldest.
Fun. I love your pictures, both of your babies. So
Thank
cute.
you.
So I found out about Beachbody. I guess I was watching infomercials years ago, and I can remember seeing infomercials for Insanity and thinking, that is insane. Those people really don't do that. They just have them doing it for the commercial. Those before and afters are not real. They just take pictures and then they jazz them up. But I didn't realize that that fell under the Beachbody umbrella. And then I had my two girls. I've always loved working out. I worked at Gold's Gym when I was in college. But when I had my girls, I just couldn't make it to the gym. And so I was frustrated and looking for something else. I had done home workouts. I remember my sister had the VHS, the tapes that she had buns of steel and abs of steel, and I would do them once or twice and be like, well, why don't I have abs of steel? Why is this not helping me with my cheerleading? But I never had like a schedule and stayed on something consistently and did it for several weeks to really get those results until I found Beachbody 6 years ago. I was sitting at the pool, and one of my friends posted her before and afters on Facebook and said that she did a 3-week program and had these great results. And I was like, oh my gosh, 3 weeks and only 30 minutes. And she did it at home. And so I immediately messaged her and asked her what it was she was doing, got information from her, and started the 3-week program and lost 5 or 6 pounds, saw lots of change in my hips and abs, which is what I was really looking for with after having kids. And my clothes started feeling better, and I had more energy and just more confidence. And so I have just done program after program as they've been released over the last 6 years. And that's really how I found Beachbody. What about you, Brandi?
Yeah, so actually myself, I played sports in school. I was always kind of the heavier kid, struggled with weight my entire life. And I worked out when I was in high school, and actually ended up going through 2 shoulder surgeries my sophomore year. So that ended things for me playing softball. But after that, I was like, I need to strengthen myself and try to be more fit, and just I want to be healthier overall. So I worked out. I would go to the gym, and then in college, I remember doing a dance video. It was one of Sean T's dance video DVDs in the basement of our sorority house, and thinking like, oh, I'm just not getting the results. I would go to the gym and things like that, trying to deal with just the stress in college, and plus wanting to try to be fit and lose that whole freshman 15 or 20 or whatever may have gained at the time. But it wasn't until after college that I really set my mind to it and was like, it's time to do something. I need to get back in the gym and start working out. And actually, I met Ashley through local Commerce Lexington stuff. And I was like, dang, she looks great. And I would hear her talk about this stuff. She has 2 kids. And it was through some of the things that you had posted, and I was seeing like, this is somebody I know who's getting real results and doing something that it's true, it's doable. It's 30 minutes a day at home. Who could ask for more? I could definitely work that into my work schedule. At the time, I was working a lot of really crazy hours trying to advance within my career and try to accomplish a lot early on. So that's where I really began to learn, which I had seen things, advertisements on social media as well. But, you know, you see all kinds of things, and I hadn't paid much attention to it until I saw someone, which was yourself, actually, that I knew doing those workouts and seeing those real results.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing. I mean, we ask people for their opinion about so many other things, and fitness, fitness is just the same. We just want to know that other people have done something and even, learn from them. And I mean, that's really how I became a coach too. I initially signed up because after I finished that first 3 weeks and lost the weight, I had been drinking the shakes each day for breakfast, and I grew to love having that shake. It was fast, it was easy, I could make it and drink it on my way to work. And it worked within the meal plan of the system. And so when my coach asked me if I wanted a discount when I ordered the next month's shakes, I was like, well, of course, why would I want to pay full price? And so I was like, yeah, but I don't really have time to do the groups or to really be a coach. And so she assured me that that was okay. I could just be a discount coach. We call it preferred customer. There's different names for it. And so I was like, okay, I can do that. So I signed up to get the discount. And then it wasn't a few weeks later, I was back at the pool, and I had 4 people come up to me, and they were like, what are you doing? I can see a difference in your confidence and just in your swimsuit. And I want to know what you're doing. I want you to help me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't help 4 people individually. That will take way too much time. So I was like, okay, I'll put you all into a group together, and then I can tell you the same thing at the same time, and we can all do it together. And so that's how I started doing groups. And I've been doing them now for over 5 years, and they keep me accountable to doing the programs. And I love getting the access to the programs first. So I'm really excited about this new program that just came out, and I just get really excited about doing that first. I know other people get excited. I don't know, when I worked at Macy's, people got excited when clothes came out, and I never understood why they wanted to get them right when they went out, but that's how I am with fitness programs. So Brandi, why did you become a coach?
Yeah, so honestly, it was the same thing when it came to the discount. I had originally started with the 21-day fix in 2000, I think it was 13 or 14. And I did a couple rounds of that, and I was drinking the shakes as well. And like I said, I grew to love them. And I did the same thing. That was my breakfast, or at least my morning snack. And it was just really fast, easy. And I was looking at doing, I believe it was another one of the programs, but anyways, Ashley mentioned to me, like, hey, would you want to sign up and be a coach? And at first I was like, no, I don't have time. There's no way. And when she said, no strings attached, you can sign up, you can get the discount. You don't have to do as much as you see me doing on all these different groups and hosting all kinds of things. And I was like, okay. But at the same time, I knew deep down, I really wanted to be able to help others. That's just me in general. I'm naturally a teacher, a coach. I love leadership, just not only personal development, but developing others and helping them grow. So I was like, okay, this is something, I think I've always been a little shy and not really wanted to put myself out there when it comes to that, even though I'm very much, I'm an extrovert, but at the same time, I can be very introverted. I'm very private, we'll put it that way. So this one, obviously, not very private.
She's like, I want to be on camera.
She wants to be on camera. She loves the camera. But I got started with being a coach, and I said, okay, yeah, I'll sign up. Let's do it. And I became a coach, and I guess just to dive in a little deeper into my journey, I haven't, even to today, I haven't done as much with the coaching as I feel like I can or as I should, but that's just because life happens. And there's definitely been a lot of challenges in life for me. Um, so I started the program, saw a lot of success, ended up being in the best shape of my life. In 2015, I got married in September of 2015, and it was great. I was able to get in shape, and kind of be where I wanted to be, feel good, look good in my wedding dress, that type of thing. And I continued even after that. It became a true lifestyle for me. I learned to be able to follow the container system, and I didn't do it necessarily to a T. I didn't always use my containers, but I learned to eat and to eyeball and see the portions. And I remember it was so funny when I first started the program, Ashley and I would be at some events or something, and I noticed like her portion sizes, because we would be together and we would talk about it. And I'm like, how do you just eyeball and know what you're putting on your plate? Well, now I know because I've done it myself, and it just becomes natural and easy to look at that. And even when I talk to people now and telling them about it, they're like, how do you know that's a yellow or that's a red? And I'm like, well, you just learn over time, and it becomes truly a lifestyle, and you're able to stick to it. And it's true. If you actually use the containers, I see a lot better results, but I'm able to maintain that lifestyle because I can eyeball it now. But anyways, 2015, I got married in September. Life was great. 2016, and June of 24th, 2016, I'm running barefoot in the yard with my mom and dad's dog. My mom had a total knee replacement and gone home to help my dad out. He was out mowing the grass, and I slipped on wet grass and broke my foot. Well, I developed what is called complex regional pain syndrome. It's also known as reflexive sympathetic dystrophy, and it's excruciating pain 24/7. I had to go through, I was in a cast for a while, and for a little over 2 years, I battled learning how to walk again, how to just use my foot. It affects all of it can affect balance, motion, any type of mobility, and just the use of your extremity. Mine happened to be in my left foot. So I spent quite a bit of time learning all of that, battling that. Finally, after 2 years, sorry, my little one. Are you going to tell the story? Here you go. You're on camera. In 2018, I finally went to Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and they implanted a spinal cord stimulator to help try to improve the quality of life. So throughout that time period, as I was doing physical therapy, trying to learn to walk again, things like that, I used some of the Beachbody programs on and off. I also did plyo, as I was trying to increase some of my mobility. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me from her crying or not. Increase some of my mobility, range of motion, that type of thing, and just help also help manage the pain. So went through, had the spinal cord stimulator implanted. That really helped with what I was able to do and just function and improving my overall quality of life. And after that is when I cracked down and I got pretty serious. I got back into doing the 21-day fix. I did Lift 4 and was feeling the best I had in, to say, a really long time. And yeah, I'm paying to someone else other than her. She's unintentional. So in the end, back in last year in 2019, my husband and I talked, and I decided I was ready. I'd always wanted children, was feeling great working out, and I've been doing the programs now on and off. Throughout my pregnancy, I did 21-day fixed real time and extreme, and then I was able to go back, and as I went further along in my pregnancy, I regressed back from the extreme to the regular real time, did that up, worked out to the day that I actually was induced with her, and I loved it. And from there, I actually during that time reconnected even with some friends from high school that I'd grown up with. And she was like, girl, you look great. We have babies at the same time. She's like, how are you doing it? And I've told her about the program. So that's where my coaching has really come back into play, is just by someone, an old friend that says, hey, how are you doing it? And being able to share that journey with someone that's going through the exact same things and being in that same stage of life.
That's awesome. And look, she's not crying anymore. But no, I think that's great that you were able to use the programs, that it helped to increase your mobility and helped you manage the pain. And then, so many people ask, can I exercise while I'm pregnant? And I'm sure maybe you modified some of the moves and did a few different things. And you probably modified moves too when you were feeling the pain. But the programs are there to challenge people, but every program does include those modifications, which are great. And once you've done a few programs, even if you do another program and they don't tell the modification, I'm like, oh, I'll just do that modification I did in that other program.
Same, and I'll use something that I know works and that my body can handle. I think it's nap time for someone and they're not wanting to nap.
No, she can be on camera. Why would she nap?
But yeah, definitely I've been able, and I was able to modify throughout my pregnancy, and as I went further along, that's what I did, and that's what helped me deliver. I had a very long, but as far as the actual delivery, it made it much easier on me and on my body, and even postpartum wise, it has been a lot easier on the recovery.
That's awesome. Well, I know she needs a nap, so I'll just ask you one more question. Do you listen, or do you have time to read? I know I like to listen to books. I use Audible a lot and listen when I'm in the car driving back and forth, or when I'm getting ready or folding laundry.
Yeah, so as far as personal development, I'll admit I'm not a book reader. I wish I was. I've tried, and I try to from time to time. So I do a lot of podcasts more than anything. I listen to a variety of different just personal development, anything from I'm sure a lot of you probably listened to the Rise podcast, and then Autumn Calabrese, she now has a new podcast out. I enjoy listening to it. The Let's Do Life, I've been listening to that lately. And then I'm also a sales manager, so I do a lot of just general leadership and like sales management podcasts that I listen to. And I listen to those when I get a chance. When I'm doing some things around the house, if I'm not trying to entertain a little one at the same time. But like on my drive to work, or if I'm on trips, I listen to them then.
Awesome. Yeah, I can never remember what I'm listening to. I always have to pull it up. Let's see. Yeah, Rachel Hollis, Dave Hollis has Get Out of Your Own Way. And so I've been listening to that one. Ask for More is another one. And I need to get back into my dog books. A Guide to a Well-Behaved Dog. We really need to get back to that one because our dog still is not trained. But she's only 10 months old, so she's still puppy, right?
Yeah, you still have time.
Yeah, and she's doing better. It's funny, like each one of us have our own time with her. I have the morning and we do a run together. And then I thought, oh, look, I can put her, she's only allowed in the kitchen. Like she's got a little gated area in the kitchen that she's in. I thought, oh, she's in the gated kitchen area. I'll finish my workout. She'll be fine. Then Caroline comes down and she's like, Mom, she's tearing up her leash. I had the leash like hooked onto the gate and somehow it came off and she was just eating the whole thing. And I was like, oh, well, she was being quiet.
It gets better as they get older. Clark was wild for the first little bit, and all he wanted to do was play and bite other dogs' ears. And now he just lays around like a big bum for the most part.
I don't know if
there is hope.
don't know if Lacey will ever just sit around. I mean, granted, she is in the crate though. Like right now she's in the basement in the crate because typically we wouldn't be home and she would be in the crate. So we've tried to keep her schedule as consistent because we don't know when I'm going to go back to work at work. I mean, I'm working from home, but so we try to just keep it as consistent as possible. But she does get more time with Courtney because Courtney's here. And so Courtney will get her out at lunch and keep her out for like 2 hours. And then she'll put her back in. And then she comes out at dinner. But she is in her crate quite a bit and she's okay with it. So
They get used to it.
yeah. Yeah. So, well, Brandi, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to share your story and to share your little girl. She's precious. And is there anything else you want to add?
No, not really, other than I will say just always, and as you talk to people, a lot of people that may have struggles or may have challenges, I would just encourage them to always keep up and keep at it. Obviously, I'm just giving a slight overview of some of the challenges. I mean, the only reason I'm home right now is I've actually been off work because of a major flare where I've had issues with my foot again. With it not working, I'm back in physical therapy. I'm having to honestly relearn some of that. So even my workouts right now, they're not what I want them to be. They're not near as often as I want them to be, but it's something that I continue to do and to strive for. And that it's not a one and done or a quick fixer, that it's truly a lifestyle, a mindset. And it's all about staying positive and just determined to be better each and every day.
And so while you're not doing the workouts and you're doing more personal development, are you focusing more like on your nutrition and the nutrition programs?
Yes, definitely. And which that's a whole nother story and a challenge in itself, because I stay very, very sick with the pain. Unfortunately, that's the level of the pain that I have, that I'm challenged with keeping food down. So with that happening, nutrition is key. And I've been blessed. I am breastfeeding the little one. So that's another reason that my nutrition it's been very, very important that I stay on track with that. So I try to use my containers as far as just making sure and looking at the food groups, getting in plenty of vegetables, drinking my Shakeology, or I've done a lot of different things with it lately of making dips and using that as a way to make sure I try to get in as many nutrient dense foods as I can. So nutrition is definitely a big focus.
Yeah. Well, good. We'll go put her down for a nap, and we will talk to you again soon. But thanks again for talking to us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.